You ever notice how like a new buzzword just explodes in the health world? Sounds super scientific, almost revolutionary.
Yeah, they pop up all the time.
Exactly. And today we're taking a deep dive into one that's been making some serious waves, Zone 2 training.
Right. And our mission today, really leaning on Professor Lin's analysis, is to unpack if Zone 2 is, a real scientific step forward, or, as Professor Lin pretty bluntly calls it, maybe just a hype term for moderate sports. We want to explore that using some critical thinking and make it really clear and hopefully useful for you.
Okay, so let's unpack that. Professor Wynn actually noticed quite a bit of confusion out there.
Mm-hmm.
He saw people reading his earlier work and thinking he was somehow against moderate exercise itself, which wasn't his point at all.
No, not at all. And what's really key to understand in Lin's argument is he specifically says he doesn't oppose the activity people call Zone 2 exercise.
Right.
Because, well, his reasoning is pretty straightforward. Any moderate exercise is good for your health. Simple as that.
So the activity is fine.
The activity is beneficial. The issue he's highlighting is the term Zone 2.
Okay.
He points out it was actually coined by a cycling coach, Inigo San Millan. It's just not a term that's formally defined or even widely recognized in, the exercise science community.
Not in the official books, so to speak.
Pretty much. In fact, another coach, Ruth Isles, she just called it hype, straight up.
Okay, wow. And this is where Professor Lin's findings get really interesting, right?
Yeah.
When he looked into the actual science.
Exactly. He searched PubMed, the big database for medical research.
The go-to place.
The go-to. And he found the term Zone 2 has, well, barely shown up. He located just one major paper, pretty recent too, February 2025.
And that paper was?
It was by 14 experts, and the title itself is kind of telling. What is Zone 2 training? Experts' viewpoint on definition, training methods, and expected adaptations.
Wait, what is? With a question mark.
Yep, a question mark right in the title of an expert consensus paper. That kind of raises a flag, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
And the abstract, the summary of the paper, it admits right there. No clear consensus exists among coaches, athletes, or scientists about what Zone 2 training even means.
So the experts are saying they don't fully agree on the definition.
Precisely. They even call it so-called Zone 2 training in the paper itself. It really suggests everyone's still grappling with this, or rather ill-defined term. It lacks that solid academic footing.
And Professor Lin found an example of how this vagueness, maybe, helps misinformation spread. Using AI.
Oh, yeah, this is fascinating. He basically tested Google's AI, Gemini, asked it straight up, is Zone 2 exercise based on science?
And Gemini said?
Yes. And it even gave references to back it up.
Okay, seems convincing.
When Professor Lin actually checked those references, well, they weren't really scientific papers, mostly personal online articles, blogs, things like that. And one article from Yale didn't even mention the word zone anywhere in it.
Wow. So the AI gave a confident yes based on not much solid science.
It's that classic garbage in, garbage out problem with AI, isn't it? The AI's answer is only as good as the information it finds. And in this case, it found hype, not rigorous science. It's a really good lesson in critical thinking for all of us, I think.
Definitely.
So the big takeaway from Professor Lin, crystal clear, is, look, doing moderate exercise, absolutely, it's great for your health. He repeats that.
Keep doing it.
Keep doing it. But we don't need to get caught up in these specific zones, especially if they don't have clear, solid scientific backing. This so-called Zone 2 exercise, as Lin concludes, it's basically just a hyped synonym for moderate exercise.
So thinking about this for you, our listeners, what's the bottom line? It really feels like a reminder to maybe question those buzzwords.
No.
Especially in health and wellness.
Absolutely.
Sources like Professor Lin's analysis help us see the difference between, real scientific agreement and maybe just some clever marketing.
It's about looking behind the label. And maybe here's a thought to chew on. How many other popular health trends or terms out there might just be, well, new packaging for really old common sense advice?
That's a great question.
Yeah, so keep asking questions, keep that critical thinking muscle strong.